welcome back to you. As I say, an unchanged Scottish side facing the Yugoslavs tomorrow, and this in fact is the team with David Harvey in goal, Jardine, Holton, Buchan and McGrain in the back four, Morgan, Bremner, Dalgleish and Hay, and the two fellas up front who we hope are going to get those goals tomorrow, Lorimer and Jordan. We're still working desperately hard to get those pictures through live from Germany, but we thought it might be a nice little idea to have our own little phone-in with the Scottish players in sound. Billy Bremner, do you hear me?
I hear you, Brian, yes.
Bill, Willie Ormond, when setting this up, he said, I don't mind in the least you talking to the lads as long as you make sure that it keeps nice and relaxed, because we are so relaxed here today. Do you not feel in any way tense about this important one tomorrow?
No, not at all today. But obviously tomorrow we'll feel a bit tense. But today I feel great.
Do you?
Super.
Do you have the feeling that the side is coming to the boil nicely at the right time? You're getting better all the time?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're improving all the time. We've only lost one game in the last 4 or 5 games, like, you know, which has been very good, considering we've played two of the best teams in the world in England and Brazil. You know, so I think the boys are coming on a ton.
Bobby Moncur, I know, wants to have a little word with one or two of the lads there. Bob?
Well, I'd like to say to Joe and the rest of the lads, first of all, thanks very much for putting up such a good show so far. And what I would like to ask you is, after you qualify by beating Yugoslavia, and I may get some stick off the panel about that, but that's the way I feel, who do you fear most? After, as I say, beating Yugoslavia and you qualify, who do you feel are the big dangers regarding going on into towards the finals?
Who are you asking, Bobby? Joe?
Joe Jordan.
Joe, big Joe.
Well, I fancy Holland. They're a very good team, and also Poland. They're the two teams that have impressed me so far in the competition. I think Holland will be the big danger.
Holland?
Holland.
Yeah, well, I'm bound to say, Joe, that was my tip from the word go in any case, so...
Good choice.
Yeah. Derek Dugan.
Well, Joe, I'm actually mesmerised. I feel that you and Peter Lorimer's had this uncanny understanding, and considering Peter is an orthodox right winger, how's this come about, Joe? It's really marvellous how it's coming off for both of you.
Well, I've been at Leeds for 3.5 years now, and me and Peter have played together, and also in training, and I think it's just experience, you know. Peter, I know the way Peter plays, and he knows how I play. It's just been teammates with the club as well.
Joe, it's a marvellous opportunity. You've now established yourself really as possibly one of the best centre-forwards. In fact, you've been quoted this morning that the press have said you're the best centre-forward out there in Germany. Do you think this is going to be a big threat to Alan Clark and Mick Jones next year for a permanent place?
Well, I'll leave that up to Mr. Revy. He picks a team, and I'm going to start off this season the same as I did last season, as going for a number 9 shirt.
Joe, I don't think anybody would disagree with the tremendous form you've shown, but I know Paddy Crerand is very keen on David Harvey, and in fact he chairs our panel when they choose the all-star team, and both times David Harvey's been the outstanding goalkeeper, right, Pat?
Yeah, because you've done very well in both matches, David. One of the things, have you seen very much of Yugoslavia? Did you just see the game on the television against Brazil the other night when they played?
Yeah, we've seen that. We've seen that twice. I think we saw it live, and then we went to Frankfurt to see the game.
Is there any particular players in the team that you're a little bit afraid of, David? And, well, I don't mean really afraid, but that would worry you a little bit.
Well, I would show respect to all the forward line and the midfield players. They all seem capable of coming through and scoring goals, but mainly I think it's the tall centre forward and the outside left. They're the two that seem to provide most of the danger. Yeah.
Thanks very much, David.
Malcolm?
Billy Bremner. Billy, I saw Yugoslavia play against Spain, and I saw them play against Brazil on the television. I was over there when they played against Spain, and I think that Oblak really made them tick. And I wondered if you would put maybe David Hay to mark him in the match.
What would Willie Ormond?
Well, we haven't really discussed this yet, you know, and it's up to the manager what he decides to do tomorrow. We discuss the Yugoslavs tomorrow. Obviously, the manager will have an idea how he's going to mark Oblak, because obviously he's one of the danger men alongside the other inside.
Yeah, he really makes them tick, Bill.
Yeah, he's a good little player, yeah, great.
But I felt that they have one fault, one very, very bad fault when I saw them play, that when they're attacking, you'll find that Joe Jordan and Peter Lorimer will get plenty of space, you know, if they just drift away from the defenders, because they're inclined to ball watch and watch the game. And this happened against England and also against Spain.
With the central defenders, Mark.
Yeah, the central defenders. The England players found lots of room, you know, when balls were played early from midfield or early from the back to either the strikers. Yeah. And I think if Joe and Peter are really aware of this situation now, they might be able to take advantage of it.
Very good point. See, you can't really tell that watching it on television, you know. And we've only seen the Yugoslavs on television, and that was against Brazil. We've seen that game twice, but you can't really tell who's doing the running off the ball and how their defensive setup is, you know.
Billy,
Yes,
Billy,
Paddy.
2 years ago you played over in Brazil against Yugoslavia, didn't you?
That's
I
right, Paddy,
believe
yeah.
there's 9 of their team still playing now. Did All Black play then?
I played then, yeah.
Well, there's 9 of them, and you were, I don't know if most viewers know, but you were beating them 2-1 until Willie Morgan missed a penalty, and then they got an equaliser in the last few minutes.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
So I think they'd be a little bit apprehensive about you as well.
Oh, they're apprehensive because they know, Paddy, that if they get beat, then they're out the tournament. They can pack their bags and away home, like, you know.
Let me have a word with David Hay. Do you hear me, David?
Yes, Brian.
We had the biggest Barney of all time on this panel about 2 or 3 nights ago when Jackie Charlton and Derek were arguing about what Jackie thought was an over-the-top tackle by Pereira of Brazil on you. Derek felt that it wasn't an over-the-top tackle, that it's a sort of tackle that he might face every week up at Molineux. Maybe you could be the adjudicator and tell us who was right.
No, I didn't go over the top, but what I actually did was when I played the ball past him, he just stood there, like, kind of run into me, but it was a pretty hard tackle, Brian.
I'm delighted.
It didn't actually go over the top.
David, I'm delighted you said that because I thought it was blatant obstruction. He went into and he hit you on your chest, and I actually tried to explain this to Jack, but Jack stuck to his gun and said it was over the top.
No, you were right, Derek.
Thanks very much. You just won me a bet.
Jackie Charlton's looking for you, David.
Could I come back
to sign us?
Could I come back to Billy? We also had another discussion, Billy, about your sort of little feud that was going on with Revellino. Was it like that, Billy? It seemed that way, this little feud that you and Revellino had on this marvellous game with Brazil and during the week.
No, not really, Derek, you know. It was... So we intended marking him and Paulo Cesar. We felt they were the 2 danger men mostly, you know. We felt if we crowd them out all the time, then we'd cut 50% of their danger away from us, you know. But then I think they had the same intentions with me, like, you know. They thought if they marked me out of the game, like, you know. And I think this is what they tried to do. They tried to upset me early on by coming in very hard from the back. Especially, I don't know if you've seen it so much on telly, but I thought more Piesa, the Wilson Piesa boy, I thought he did it more than Revellino, you know. Whenever the little fella was near me, he had a go like the little Revellino.
Billy,
were you surprised how physical they were, Billy? Were you surprised how physical the Brazilians were?
No, not really, you know. Because I think that in the past it's always been taken away from them. I think they've always been quite physical. Been able to play football, but still physical at the back. But it's always been overshadowed by the brilliance of Testeo and Gerson and Pelé and that, you know. But I think they've always been a very solid team at the back.
Billy, the most wonderful thing to come out of this, for Scotland's point of view, in fact, you're representing Britain out there in Germany, has been that you had a lot of knockers and a lot of controversy the 10 days previous to the World Cup, but your form has been absolutely superb. Do you think this has stimulated the team as a whole?
Yeah, I think so, because we had a lot of people to sicken, you know, and we've stressed this in the dressing room just before we go out that we've a lot of people to sicken. A lot of people will give us stick, undue stick, I feel like, anyway. And we've got a point to prove to them, not only to them, but to everyone in Great Britain, because let's face it, we're over here to do a job for Great Britain and for British football. So therefore we want to play to the best ability and to be a good ambassadors for British football.
Billy, there's a very important question to all of you.
Just a minute, Derek,
let Paddy have a say.
Conversation. Billy, do you mean the press mainly when you say that about people that give you a bit of stick? Do you mean the press mainly?
Yes.
They've been a bit strong at times, yeah.
The press mainly, Paddy, you know.
Yeah.
That's
well, we got a story here yesterday actually about Willie. Willie Orman said that, you know how the press can be misquoted so often. They said that Willie Orman was over there with the Scotch lads and they were playing for Scotland, for the people in Scotland and for no one else.
Yeah.
But you feel you're playing for Britain out there, Billy, and we're great to hear it because there's a hell of a lot of people south of the border who are 100% behind you.
Yeah, well, this is how I feel, Brian. You know, I feel that we're here for Scotland. You know, first and foremost, I think we should have our own national anthem out here anyway.
Yeah.
You know, I think they should play something appropriate for Scotland. But I think there's an awful lot of people. I know a lot of my friends are rooting for Scotland back home. You know, so therefore I think I'm representing Great Britain. You know.
Billy, the $64,000 question really is, I mean, we all believe that Scotland can get a victory tomorrow night. Do the Scottish camp really believe this? That they can get it?
Yeah, we believe it. I mean, we're so confident it's not true, Derek. I mean, like I've said earlier, Derek, if I didn't think I could win the World Cup, I wouldn't be sitting here.
Yes.
I'd be in Mallorca somewhere.
Well, Billy, the way you played the other night, I thought you were absolutely brilliant, and I'd like to congratulate you and the Scottish team. You know, you really gave us great football, and I hope you do it tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
Let's come to David Harvey again, because I haven't we're flickering through the pictures out there, lads. We do see you from time to time there, and here we are. We can take a shot at David Harvey there, maybe. David, do you think that game where you thrilled us so much with those saves against Brazil might have been your best game for Scotland?
Possibly, yeah. Sorry, he's getting a bit hazy now. Are you still?
Yes, I'm listening. We're seeing you and listening to you.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, we got a break or two against Brazil. You know, the boy had a good chance late in the second half to substitute. He lost control, and had he stuck that way, I don't think we'd have been playing tomorrow, really.
Joe Jordan, what is the form between now and the game tomorrow? What are the plans for the team, so that all Scottish fans know exactly what you're doing between now and kick-off tomorrow?
Well, we'll have an early night tonight, and then tomorrow morning we'll have a run through the Yugoslavian team, and then we'll have a pre-match meal, and then it's on the road to the stadium.
David, excuse me, but can I just speak to David here a second? David, we've got great reports. I'm not talking about you in particular, but we get great reports here about Jim Holton. How has he been doing, Jim? Whose house is he haunting at the present moment?
He's doing quite well at the Scrabble.
I don't believe that. But we're getting great reports about him that most of the people over there are a little bit frightened of him. I don't know whether it's looking at him or whether it's his ability to play or not.
No, Jim's been playing well, everyone else, Paddy.
Yeah.
There's been nobody playing it.
There's a nice little rhyme going around about him, isn't there? 6'2", eyes of blue, big Jim Holton's after you. You're aware of that as well.
No, he has, Paddy. He's played absolutely magnificent, you know. He did the job the other night there, absolutely brilliant, because in the first 10, 15 minutes, Martin went away. We had Martin Jairzinho, you know.
We thought that.
Yeah, and then after 10 minutes, we realised it wasn't working. That Jairzinho was taking him deeper and out right, you know, going right more, and leaving Jim.
Big Jim in his own.
Yeah, and it wasn't working yet. Big Jim coped for that 10 minutes, you know, before we changed it, and he was magnificent, you know.
Billy, what about his little bit of skill the other night? What went wrong? Did he take a brainstorm or something?
Died of death. He's been practicing that for weeks now, he has, you know, and he says that's my big opportunity against the Brazilians to show them a bit of my stuff, like, you know.
Billy, on a serious note there, there's only one player that seems to be wearing all of his back here, and the lad seems to be trying so hard to get out of this rut that he seems to be in, Kenny Dalglish. We all hope that he comes good on this very important match against Yugoslavia. Has it been too worrying for Kenny? His form?
Well, the boy hasn't showed it, Derek, you know. He hasn't showed it to us, you know, off the park, like, you know. But the boy, I think he's played very well. You know, I thought he played very well the other night, particularly, you know. But I think possibly we expected too much of him, because obviously Kenny is a tremendous player, and he's going to be a tremendous player for years and years to come, you know. But I think he was built up so much, Derek, back home. You know, I think that you're probably let down a little bit with the fact that, you know, Kenny's playing well, but you probably expect him to play brilliantly, you know.
Yes.
David Harvey, if I can come to you, it would appear there's only you and me not speaking here. If I can come to you, David, I don't know what it's like at your end, but it's impossible at this end to get a word in. And what I'd like to say, you all look nice and relaxed. Now, you know, I've never been over training in Germany. What's it like? What's facilities like when you're not training? Is there any golf courses? Is there any squash courts? Is there anything you can do to fill your time in? Because you must have so much time when you're not training. You know, I know what it's like. What have you got there? Is there anything? Tell us about Germany and the hotel you're staying in.
Well, the hotel itself is very comfortable, and we get very good service. We're well looked after. We don't leave the hotel very much. I think we've only had about 1 or 2 trips into Frankfurt for a bit of shopping. Most of the time we just sit about, and as David said, we've played Scrabble, table tennis, 10-pin ball, and all these types of games we've used to fill the time in.
You've no swimming pool or squash courts?
Yeah, we've a sauna and a swimming pool, which we go in quite often.
That's why you look nice and healthy, eh?
I'll tell you what, Billy, over here we've got the most unpatriotic Scotsman on our
Oh, what? How can you sit and say that? Well, Billy, I'll tell you something. He got sent a tartan bonnet by an English lady, and I'll tell you, I put my neck out twice. I nearly hit Jack Charlton one night because he was giving you a bit stick, and he gets sent in a tartan bonnet, and I've been getting a stick, and believe me, I'm the one who's backing you. Never mind what they say. I've said you'll win, as I will think you will win against Yugoslavia. Never mind the Dugan.
David Hay.
Yeah,
Come
but
on, man. David Hay. David, what about the Scottish fans that are out there? Have they been very good? And,
No, they're tremendous. They're the greatest fans in the world, Brian, you know. I don't think you get any better fans in the world than them.
It was very evident in the game against Brazil that they were really making themselves heard. That
Well,
must
they were
act as a
great.
tremendous stimulant for you
It's
as well.
a great encouragement for the lads when you
Has
hear
there
them.
been any problem over the security aspect of it, where you're so tightly guarded? Has that restricted you or got you in
No,
edgy in any way?
If you could turn the cameras away from them, you would see all the people who are watching us. You know, there's no problems as far as that goes, Brian.
David, if I could just ask you, we got a story in the press today that there was a couple of Scottish players threatened by particularly
By the IRA.
IRA.
That's what we heard. I think it was Willie Ormond was saying this so we couldn't get out.
Did you hear?
Jim Holton.
I must say you look very, very relaxed, and we've caught a few fleeting glimpses of you, and it's been marvellous to do that, and I hope you're feeling relaxed. Can you tell us honestly, you all four obviously feel that Scotland are going to win tomorrow?
Yes.
No question about it, Brian. And Brian, could I just say to the people at home, there'll be nobody trying harder than the lads out here, and if we can do a big turn for them, then we'll do it, because the boys all feel that, you know, if anybody deserves a little bit of success, it's the Scottish people, because they've been in the doldrums for so long, and just to say that the boys will be giving their 100% over here.
Billy Bremner, that's a great little message that I'm sure will cheer up everybody in Scotland, and we shall all be rooting for you. So there we are, we've had our four great Scots that we've enjoyed talking to: Billy Bremner, David Hay, David Harvey, Joe Jordan, and we hope that you have all the success possible tomorrow.